Dear students, we are discussing second order homogeneous linear differential equation. In that, we have seen what is the standard form of a second order homogeneous linear differential equation with the constant coefficients. And in the last videos, we have seen how to solve such equations in the first two cases. Today, we will discuss the third case, that is when the auxiliary equation has a complex roots. Okay. Now before that, we revise these concepts. We know the standard form of a second order linear homogeneous differential equation. It is of the form y double dash plus p of x into y dash plus q of x into y equal to 0. And we know a pair of linearly independent solutions of equation 1 constitutes the basis. Therefore, if y1 of x and y2 of x are any two linearly independent solutions of equation 1, the general solution will be y of x equal to c1 y1 of x plus c2 y2 of x. Now, when the coefficients p of x and q of x are constants, then it is of the form y double dash plus a y dash plus by equal to 0, where a and b are real numbers. Now, to solve such equation, we assume the tentative solution of equation of the given equation 1 as y is equal to e raised to lambda x, and substituting in equation 1 for y dash, y dash and y double dash, we can see that the auxiliary equation is lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0, and this we take it as equation 2, and it is also known as the auxiliary equation or characteristic equation. Okay, since if lambda is a solution of the characteristic equation lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0, then e raised to lambda x is a solution of the given differential equation. Now, solving this auxiliary equation, we will get two roots, say lambda 1 and lambda 2, and corresponding solutions are y1 is equal to e raised to lambda 1x and y2 is equal to e raised to lambda 2x. Now, in this case, if y1 and y2 are linearly independent, then they will constitute the required basis. For that, we consider the characteristic equation lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0. We know that this equation has three kinds of roots depending on the sign of the discriminant, a square minus 4b. So, in the first case, if the discriminant is positive, then the characteristic equation has two real and distinct roots. And the second case, that is if the discriminant is 0, then the characteristic equation has a real double root. And the third case, if the discriminant is negative, then the characteristic equation has complex conjugate roots. We have seen or we have discussed the first two cases, and when you revise case 1, that is when the characteristic equation has two real and distinct roots lambda 1 and lambda 2, in that case the basis will be set to e raised to lambda 1x and e raised to lambda 2x, and the corresponding general solution will be y of x equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. Also, in the second case, when the auxiliary equation has a real double root, and that common root is lambda is equal to minus a by 2, a is given in the given equation, so basis will be set to y1 x y1, that is e raised to lambda x e raised to lambda x, and in that case general solution will be y of x equal to c1 plus c2x into e raised to lambda x, where c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. Today we will discuss the third case, that is when the auxiliary equation has complex roots. Now here is the summary of the first two cases. To solve an equation, we have the differential equation y double dash plus ay dash plus by equal to 0. First step is you write the tentative solution y is equal to e raised to lambda x. Then the auxiliary equation is lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0. And in this table you will get the basis and general solution in the first two cases. Now the third case, that is when the auxiliary equation has a complex roots, lambda equal to alpha plus I beta and lambda equal to alpha minus I beta, that is you choose lambda 1 equal to alpha plus I beta and lambda 2 is equal to alpha minus I beta, which is the root of the auxiliary equation. As you know that in an equation complex roots occur in conjugate pairs. The roots lambda 1 and lambda 2 are conjugate pairs. Now to use this to find the basis, we have to revise the concept of Euler equation. You know that if theta is a real number, then e raised to I theta equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So what will be e raised to minus I theta? It will be cos of minus theta plus I sin of minus theta, that is cos theta minus I sin theta. So if you choose lambda 1 equal to alpha plus I beta and lambda 2 equal to alpha minus I beta, then first solution will be y1 is equal to e raised to lambda 1x, that is e raised to alpha plus I beta x, and correspondingly y1 of x can be expanded as e raised to alpha x into cos beta x plus I sin beta x using the Euler's equation. Okay, so y2 of x is equal to e raised to alpha x into, it is e raised to alpha plus minus I beta x, that is e raised to alpha x into e raised to minus I beta x, that is e raised to alpha x into cos beta x minus I sin beta x. Now the problem is these y1 of x and y2 of x are solutions, and they are linearly independent, but they are not real solutions. We expect real solution for the given differential equation, so we have to find out the real solution from y1 of x and y2 of x. You know that if you choose y1 of x, y2 of x like that, then y1 plus y2 by 2 is equal to e raised to alpha x cos beta x, which is a real solution. Okay, which is real for all alpha, beta, x, etc. Okay, here alpha, beta are real numbers, x is choosing real numbers, so e raised to alpha x into cos beta x is always real. Similarly, if you take the difference y1 minus y2 by 2i, it will be e raised to alpha x into sin beta x. It is again real. So if you choose capital y1 of x is equal to e raised to alpha x into cos beta x and capital y2 of x is equal to e raised to alpha x into sin beta x, then y1 of x and y2 of x are real linearly independent solutions of equation 1. Hence they will constitute the basis. Okay, so the basis will be e raised to alpha x cos beta x and e raised to alpha x sin beta x. Therefore the general solution will be y of x equal to e raised to alpha x into c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x, where c1 and c2 are c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. Alpha and beta are real numbers. Okay, this is the required general solution. Now we will illustrate by some concept. Okay, so illustration: to find the basis and general solution of the equation y double dash plus y equal to 0. Here, as in the concept, y is equal to e raised to lambda x be a tentative solution of equation 1. So the auxiliary equation is lambda square plus 1 equal to 0. Solving, we are getting lambda equal to plus or minus I, means roots are complex conjugates. Lambda 1 equal to I and lambda 2 is equal to minus I. So if you comparing this equation with this solution, say plus I is equal to alpha plus I beta and minus I is equal to alpha minus I beta, you can see that alpha equal to 0 and beta equal to 1. Okay. So our basis will be set e raised to alpha x cos beta x, e raised to alpha x sin beta x, that is cos x sin x. Since e raised to alpha x means e raised to 0x, that is 1. So e raised to alpha x cos beta x means cos beta x, cos x. And e raised to alpha x sin beta x becomes sin x. Okay. So the general solution will be, as per the formula, it is y of x equal to e raised to alpha x into c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. Substituting the values of alpha beta here, we are getting it is equal to c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. Okay. Another illustration. This is an illustration to solve this initial value problem. Okay. Y double dash plus n square y is equal to 0. Y of 0 equal to 1 and y dash 0 equal to n. This is the initial condition. So here the auxiliary equation is lambda square plus n square equal to 0. So solving, we are getting lambda equal to plus or minus in. It's a general problem, and the previous one will be a particular case for this. So actually the differential equation of a simple harmonic motion. Okay. So we will get the basis as cos nx sin nx. Since the solution of the auxiliary equation are lambda equal to plus or minus in, which are complex conjugates, hence the basis is cos nx sin nx. General solution will be y of x equal to c1 cos nx plus c2 sin nx. Okay. But this is the general solution of the given problem. We are required to find out the particular solution of the given problem. So how to find the particular solution? We have to apply the initial condition. Applying, we will get y of 0 equal to c1, and which implies y of 0 equal to what? 1. So it is given, so c1 equal to 1. Y dash 0, you find out y dash x, and substituting x equal to 0, we will get y dash 0 equal to nc2, and we are given y dash 0 equal to n, so substituting we are getting n is equal to nc2, so that c2 equal to 1. So we got the values of c1 and c2, and substituting in the general solution, we will get the required particular solution as y of x equal to cos nx plus sin nx. Okay. Another illustration, to solve y double dash plus 10y dash plus 29y equal to 0. Here the characteristic equation will be what? Lambda square plus 10 lambda plus 29 equal to 0. Now solving, we will get the roots as complex numbers as lambda equal to minus 5 plus or minus 2i. You choose lambda 1 equal to minus 5 plus 2i, lambda 2 is equal to minus 5 minus 2i. So that the basis will be e raised to alpha x cos beta x, e raised to alpha x sin beta x, that is e raised to minus 5x cos 2x, e raised to minus 5x sin 2x. Therefore, the general solution will be of the form e raised to alpha x into c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. Substituting the values of alpha and beta, it will be y of x equal to e raised to minus 5x into c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x. Okay. You practice similar problems. Here I have given 4 problems to practice. Okay. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video.